This year's election is expected to be the most expensive in history. Campaign finance records show Georgia U.S. senators, who are both facing an election this November, each have a substantial lead over their rivals right now.
Senator Kelly Loeffler helped kickstart her campaign with a $5 million personal loan, and Senator David Perdue finished 2019 with nearly $8 million in the bank. His closest Democratic challenger, Jon Ossoff, ended the year with about $1.5 million. Now, all of that money pouring in raises questions about political donors and their motivations. It also spotlights Senator Perdue, who skipped a Senate committee meeting. Now, the reason for missing the meeting? He was attending a donor event instead. 11 Live's Doug Richards has more. So, Doug, walk us through what happened and how it happened.
Well, sure. This is really two stories. It's about a missed subcommittee meeting and the donor event Senator Perdue attended instead. And it's about the special treatment big dollar donors can get from a busy U.S. senator. Senator David Perdue has raised more than $9 million for his 2020 re-election campaign. To get yearly donations from high-dollar supporters, Perdue formed what he calls the boardroom, as disclosed by the Center for Public Integrity. A chairman-level donor can get, for $5,400 annually, quarterly events with the senator, a retreat at Georgia's Sea Island Resort, and a reception at Perdue's personal residence at Sea Island. And it's not just Perdue, says UGA's Charles Bullock.
But it's pretty standard.
Dr. Bullock says big bucks donors get more than a friendly voice in Congress.
You're buying access so that you can have FaceTime with the legislator, or when you call the office, the receptionist puts you through to the legislator. That's what you're paying for if you're a big dollar donor.
Perdue will be part of a 2020 election projected to be history's most expensive. In 2008, congressional races across America cost $2.5 trillion. By 2018, that amount more than doubled. Last year, Perdue had a boardroom meeting scheduled with his biggest donors near the U.S. Capitol February 13th, on what turned out to be a busy workday for senators. For an hour, Perdue presided over the Senate on a day when the Senate debated William Barr's nomination for Attorney General.
After all the bills are paid, it goes into a...
No, I said the reserve fund.
That afternoon, a Senate Armed Services Subcommittee held a sometimes contentious hearing on the thorny issue of substandard military housing at Georgia's Fort Benning and other facilities nationwide. Perdue is a member of the subcommittee. Perdue missed the 3-hour meeting, according to a transcript. During the first hour of the meeting, from 2 to 3 p.m., Perdue was in the presiding officer's chair in the Senate. From 3 to 4 p.m., Perdue's staff says he had unspecified meetings with Georgia constituents. The boardroom meeting with campaign donors started at 4 p.m., and Perdue joined them, while the Senate subcommittee hearing continued in his absence a few blocks away. Scheduling a member of Congress can be a juggling act.
You got a whole bunch of things, and you can't handle all of them. Yeah.
Dr. Bullock says Perdue probably should have prioritized the military hearing rather than the event with donors.
Missing a committee meeting or subcommittee meeting that directly impacts your constituency for a fundraiser, probably not a smart idea.
Political operatives will tell you campaign fundraising is exhausting and distracting. Retired Major General Arnold Pinaro worked for Democratic Senator Sam Nunn.
I've been impressed with Senator Perdue and his commitment to the military families. I don't think what counts is how many hearings you go to. What counts is what are the results that you get.
Senator Perdue's office released a statement saying that the senator has taken strong action to improve military housing at bases in Georgia. The statement did not address his scheduling that day nearly a year ago. We tried for days, but never got to chat with the senator who, as we all know, was busy last week with impeachment, Jeff.
Doug, thank you. Georgia's other senator, Kelly Loeffler, is also battling to keep her seat in 2020, appointed by Governor Kemp to replace Senator Johnny Isakson. Senator Loeffler has only been in D.C. for a month, and as Chuck Todd, the moderator of NBC's Meet the Press, points out, that means her arrival on Capitol Hill has largely been overshadowed by President Trump's impeachment trial.
I do think she really hasn't been here long enough to make much of an impression, and the one impression she made is of a candidate looking like trying really hard to appease the Trump base.
You will find more on both U.S. Senate races on 11alive.com/politics, and we are taking a closer look at tonight's caucus in Iowa and what it means for the coming ahead presidential election. That's coming up in less than 10 minutes.